What's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a bridal glam. If you're a bride on a budget and you just want to do your own makeup for your special day, I got you. So first things first, you want to start by priming your face using a nice primer, moisturizing. Also, the primer that you choose should be able to cater for your skin's need, whether you have dry skin, oily skin. You have to look at that when you're picking your primer. So I'm just going to apply that, let it sit on my skin and dry out. The primer is nice and dry, so I'm just going to move on to my eyebrows. If you have not watched my tutorial on eyebrows, what are you doing? So I'm just going to do my eyebrows and then come back. Eyebrows are done, they're looking good. The thing with wedding makeup is that it needs to be full glam, full coverage, and also withstand the whole day while still looking good on camera. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do our eyeshadow. Of course, I do my eyes before the rest of the face because sometimes the eyeshadow could be spilling on your under eye and we're not doing that. So I like to use a bright concealer as an eyeshadow primer. A bit onto my eyelids, just like that, making sure to use enough product. So now that my eyelids are well saturated with the concealer, I'm just going to dab my beauty blender into some of the concealer and just use it to blend out my eyes. I do this because when you use a clean beauty blender on your product, the cream product, the beauty blender usually just ends up taking off all the product and then you just have to keep on applying and reapplying. So you just dab it into the cream, into the concealer, into whatever cream product you're using, and just like that it helps give a better coverage. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place, the Nubian 2 palette. For the transitions, I'm going to use the Beauty Glaze Color Twist palette. Using this eyeshadow brush, I'm going to pack this brush using the deepest brown that is available on the Beauty Glaze palette. So what you want to do is just start from the outer corners of the eye. You can see that brown is pigmented, okay? Pigmented. So I'm just going to draw roughly a background for my eyeshadow because also going to do the same on this other side. If you're doing this, be sure to check if it's even or to just compare and ensure you have a decent amount of evenness. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you get me. Back to the Juvia's Place palette, I just packed my brush with the shade Morocco, which I'm going to use like a transition shade. It's like this brown that is giving sort of orange undertones, and I find it really nice for transitioning brown colors. You can see how beautiful that looks. Keeping in mind that once you've done this Morocco shade over your deep brown, it just gives this soft look and it just decreases the harshness of the brown towards the edges. You can see how beautifully that is blending in. So what you want to do is be patient, take your time with your brushes, blend the two colors in so that there's a seamless transition. You can see how this is going. Again, going in with the same brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Kenya from the Juvia's Place palette and just pack it into the inner corners, not the inner corners rather, but inside of my eye, avoiding going too close to the inner corner of the eye. Pro tip when doing your eyeshadow as well, see this dark brown, just bring it up here so that it gives sort of a contour effect towards your nose. Same to the other side, just blend it in and pull it towards the side of your nose, just like that. Using a flat brush, pick up some concealer or your eyeshadow primer, whichever you have available. I use the concealer. You're just going to cut a very small crease and it won't go all the way. So you're just going to start from the inner corners, just like that. And then just add on a little bit of concealer. Don't go too much. If you use too much of concealer, remember this is a bridal look. By the end of the day, your concealer and your eyeshadows will have cracked, and we're not doing that. So just bring it up to this point. You don't need to go to the end of the eye. Again, remember we are doing transitions and different colors, so that's okay up to that point. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So what you're going to do next, using the same brush, just tap your concealer into your skin to like give it an even finish, rather blend it in. Also, while blending, be sure to check if both eyes are even so that you don't go looking crazy. Again, pick up the same brush from the Juvia's palette, pick up the shade Ya, just add it onto the edge of your crease. Just tap it lightly in so that it sits into the cracks of your eyes and all that. Somewhere up to that point, then pick up the same shade, do the same for the other side. Using a flat eyeshadow brush, pick up the shade Nairobi and now pack it into the inner corner of your eyelids. Going to pack the other side with the same shade. I like how beautiful the golden color is. It's just giving sunset, shiny. I love the color so much. Using the previous shade, the shade Ya, just blend in towards the outer corners. Give it a more realistic and gorgeous transition. So after all that, I'll just go back in with a dark brown shade, just in case anywhere had been smudged or anything, to just keep the colors looking fresh and seen. Next, you're going to pick up your liquid eyeliner or pencil or whatever kind of eyeliner you have. See, the thing is, once you do golden and this shimmery shades, your eye tends to look a bit naked. I don't know if you can see this. So the eyeliner is quite important because it gives your eyes shape. I'm just going to start from the inner corners all the way out. Up deep. You can see my eyeliner came out perfect, and I just know, I don't know if I'm the only one who experiences this, but however hard I try, I just know this is not going to look as good as this, but let's see. Eyeliner is done. Now we're moving on to mascara. When I'm doing makeup that requires me to like have lashes on, I usually just comb my eyelashes from the bottom going up. I really have short lashes. You can barely see them on camera, but I will usually comb them upwards. And then after the under is saturated with product, just bring them back down so that the lashes can sit on my eyelids without looking funny. So I'm going to do my false lashes as the very last thing. So now we're moving on to the base, the most important part of this look. First, you're going to start by dusting off any eyeshadow particles that might have fallen on your face, which is why we do eyeshadow first, smart girls. I'm just going to apply my foundation throughout my face. I usually start by just pouring some on the back of my hand, you know, to just warm up the product. When it comes to blending out your foundation, there's two types of girls. Girl number one with a dense foundation brush, and girl number two will use the beauty blender. Now, I am a brush girl, but if I'm being honest, I started out as a beauty blender girly, and we graduated recently. We're now doing brush, and when you're using your brush, you just want to tap your makeup into your skin, not swipe it away. Just tap it into your skin, because the whole point of the look is so that the makeup sits on your skin. So you're just going to tap that in slowly but surely. It may take time, but again, remember, the key to good makeup is blending. Blending and blending. Some like to say blend till you drop, and honestly, I agree, because look at that. So next, I'm just going to tap some concealer onto the back of my hands, pick it up with a brush. This is what the back of my hands look like every time I'm doing makeup. So remember, with makeup, less is more. So if you use a lot of concealer, you're likely to get a lot of flashback in your photos. At the same time, it's not gonna blend well, or if not, it's going to crack. We don't want that. So you're just going to take this small light dots in the inner corner of your eyes and the outer as well. You can also clean up any edges from your eyeshadow and do the same on this side. Using the same concealer on top of your Cupid's bow, some concealer, the chin, pick some more product up. And because we are contouring, just add a little line or streak of your concealer. This helps to like brighten that part up, as you can see. So once it's blended, it's going to look like a contour. This other side as well. I also like to do my forehead. And my nose. Usually I don't let my concealer sit for too long because it's not watery, but if you have a very liquidy concealer, you're going to need to let it sit. So I'm going to pick a clean beauty blender. I'm going to start on the lower part of my cheeks, moving upwards. Spraying a little bit of makeup fixing spray helps it blend easier. So using my foundation brush, this blend the harsh lines around the face, towards the forehead, on the cheeks as well. Next step, I'm moving on to blush, and let me just warn you, I'm a bit generous with my blush. Maybe because it's not as pigmented, but this is the shade I'm going to use, this beautiful pink. And don't worry, this is not a lot, because once it's blended down, it's not as pigmented, so it's just going to be okay. I'm going to use an angled brush to just blend in the, what's it called? Blush. You can see how beautiful that shade of pink is. I love it so much. I'm just going to blend it upwards. Just going to blend around my temples where I feel like the blush has spilled over a lot. Using the same beauty blender I used for my concealer, I'm just going to dab some of the leftover product around the blush so that it's not like under my eyes directly. So using a powder puff, just pick up some powder, use it to gently set your under eyes. The same goes for the other side as well. After all the blending, I'm just going to spray this with fixing spray so that we can blend the harsh areas. So I'm just going to blend this using a beauty blender, and I need to work fast before the spray, dries down. So next, I'm just picking up my loose powder. The first powder I used was a compact powder. Now using my loose powder, I'm going to set that again. So now I'm just going to use this brush to dust off any excess powders. So using this contour palette, I'm just going to pick up the darkest shade and just pack some contour on and pulling it upwards towards the temples and down towards the chin. Same for the other side, just pulling it upwards. Around the forehead as well. I'm going to contour my nose using a nasal shadow brush. I'm not going to lie, I'm not the best at a nose contour, but we stay trying, okay? Then just brush off the sides of the nose for the excess product. So at this point, with all the contouring and the powdering and the sprays and everything, you might have noticed that the blush is totally gone, but that's okay because I'm just going to have a little on my hand, a little of the blush. Pick it up using the brush I use for the same. You have to let it like diffuse in the brush because it's a cream product and we have powders. If you apply it directly, it's just going to break everything apart. So you just need to have it well saturated on the brush, and as you can see, it's showing back on, but this time very faintly and not so loud. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to start with a black pencil because my lips are very dark, and if I did the brown line first, it's not going to show up. So using a black pencil, go around my lips with the brown. I'm not going to lie, sometimes I actually do envy people with lighter lips, because this brown eats on lighter lips. So I'm going to go with this nude color. I'm going to blend that in using a brush. I'm going to place some gloss over it. So I'm just going to put on my lashes and draw my waterline and then come back. This is a finished look, so I'm just going to set this really quick. And just like that, you have a glam look for your big day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, what do you rate this makeup, or rather what would you like me to do and clarify even more in the next videos. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.